welcome to an episode of Chad and Friends Beer Reviews. Got Kevin Burns from thefoaminghead.com.
Thanks for having me, Chad.
Yep, and I specifically chose to do this beer with Kevin is because this is a beer I used to drink back in the day before I was like really into craft beers. Like I guess you could have called me a yuppie back then. And like I never really liked this beer. It's Sam Adams Scotch Ale. To me, this beer, it always tasted like a liquid cigar. And like there was a lot of flavor there, but like it just didn't really do a lot for me. So it's got to be at least 2 years since I've had this beer. So we're gonna see if my palate has changed or if I'm just crazy. You know?
Well, it's a Scotch ale, which is kind of a unique style. And it's interesting that you had me over to taste this because I just put up my beer styles of Scotch ales up on the Foaming Head.
Oh, yeah?
And that categorizes all the different Scotch ales and the different types and what they're called. So it's pretty good timing.
I'm just going to read the description really quick. This is a brew for adventurous ale drinkers, an ale with 4 special malts, including a rare peat smoke malt used in Scotch whiskies. This unique malt gives Scotch ale a subtle, smoky flavor and deep amber hue. This is a big malty brew with a long, smooth finish. Cheers. The color, though, it's like this amber, reddish color, like almost the same as on the bottle there. Fairly effervescent. Got a nice 2-finger head there. I don't really get much in the way of smell.
The nose isn't... You're right, it's not a dominating nose. I mean, it's not overwhelming. It's a little malt in there.
Little bit smoky, but otherwise
maybe a
pretty
faint
mild.
smokiness, but not really overly smoky. Faint smoky, decent malt. On the body, a little bit more smokiness.
A lot more smokiness.
Malt based, kind of dry on the finish. Not overly hoppy, more of a dryness. I don't get like the flavor of hops, but I do get the dryness.
Yeah, I got the, like on your first sip, you get like that real smokiness, like that kind of whiskey kind of taste that they mentioned. But, and there's also like kind of like a honey kind of thing. You get
a little
that?
sweetness, yeah. There's a little twinge of sweetness in the middle though, not up front. Like you said, up front is that smoky malt that they're talking about.
It's pretty malty, a little bit bready or biscuity.
I'll tell you what, it's light for a Scotch ale. When I say light, I'm not talking about like a pale ale or a Pilsner or lager. But as far as within the Scotch ale style, it is a little lighter. I do like that smokiness that's there. It's not as smoky as like a Rauch beer or a smoke beer would be, but it's just a hint. It's a nice touch. I like it. I'll tell you what, it's an interesting beer. I'm still getting new stuff. I'm still trying to wrap my palate on all that's going in there. It's full-bodied yet smooth.
Yeah.
Kind of medium to low carbonation, even though it had a great head. A little dry in the finish, little sweetness in the middle, smoky up front. There's just a lot going on in this beer. Did you get an ABV number on this?
Oh yeah, it's 5.4%.
You know, low for a Scotch ale. That's a low ABV for that style.
This is a good like winter kind of beer because a lot of breweries when they put out their winter seasonal, it's technically a Scotch ale. I definitely like this more now than I did, 2 years ago, but it's still not an amazing beer to me. I think this is like maybe a 6 or a 7, What are you thinking?
I'm going to need a little bit more because like I said, I just keep getting hit with new stuff.
Yeah.
It's complex.
Yeah, they make a point of saying on the back. Like,
it's a low alcohol, so it makes me think, lower at 5 point, what'd you say?
5.4.
5.4, it's a little lower.
I'd say that's about average for a pedestrian.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
beer.
that low ABV, you're thinking sessional maybe, borderline sessional to have a couple, but the smoke is so interesting, it's so complex that I think one beer is perfect. I think one Scotch ale is perfect to let you truly savor it, despite its lower ABV in terms of American craft beer. A little weak on the nose, smoke up front, malt backbone, sweet, turns into a dry finish, a solid beer, and I'm going to go B in that mid-80s range, that mid-80-point range or a B range, or I know you do it on a 10-point scale, so it's a 7 or 8 based on your scale.
Yeah.
A solid beer and very interesting. Definitely worth a try to just have this once. And if you like it, keep drinking it, but at least have it once and try it.
I think they might have changed the recipe a little bit because it doesn't seem quite as smoky as I remember. I remember last time it was just like a liquid cigar. This time there is that smokiness there, but I am getting like kind of like a honey sweetness, which I'm kind of digging, but a little bit of caramel in there too.
Yeah, maybe like you said, that bready, sweet breadiness, that caramel, or like a honey bread. You get a little bit of that.
I'm still kind of mixed on this. I think I definitely like it a lot more now than I did in the day, but I'm also saying that I think they might have tweaked the recipe at least a little bit. But then again, it's like your palate develops more. So I could definitely give this a thumbs up now, whereas 2 years ago this was a thumbs down. But I'm still gonna go rather low. I'm saying like 6, like a B minus.
Yeah, well that's not too far off. I like it. Surprising as far as the Scotch ale goes. That smoke is a nice twist on it. It's interesting. Yeah. I think it's worth a try at least if you've never had it.
And I could honestly give this a thumbs up. I don't think I'm gonna rewrite my review though.
No, you're just kidding with it. So I think I'm gonna finish my beer. We all done? You still got a little left.
Yep.
Thanks for having me. Cheers. You can find me at foaminghead.com, foaminghead on YouTube, and if you want to learn more about the Scotch ale style, the beer education section on the Foaming Head. New beer style Scotch ale article is up, so check that out.
Yep. Thanks for coming over.
Thanks.
Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.